AccuWeather's partner, CNN News Source correspondent Michael Yoshida is in Talladega, Alabama, as the region surveys damage behind the weekend storms. Michael, thanks for being with us. And can you start by providing an update with the overview of just the current situation in Talladega as residents begin to survey the damage from the recent tornadoes?
Hey, good morning, Bernie and Ariella. When you talk about residents, community members getting out, doing that surveying of the damage, you can see the sun up here just near Talladega, Alabama, and you can see just how powerful these storms were, how strong the winds were. The gymnasium behind me, the roof ripped off, the side destroyed, bricks, metal just scattered across the parking lot. Further off to my side, just a few feet away, we also have trees snapped, other pieces of sheet metal just scattered through some of the trees and the wooded areas in this part of Alabama. Across the state, we know that at least 52 of the 67 counties reported damage over the weekend, according to the governor. Obviously, they're still doing some of that surveying, but a lot of debris, a lot of recovery ahead for this community, for other communities, and it's really, now that we're through the weekend, through those storms, just getting started. We've seen crews out yesterday, crews out early this morning, starting that cleanup, starting the utility repair work as well. When we talk about this building, this is also, I should point out, where you might have seen the images, we saw a bus that was actually picked up and thrown into the side of this gymnasium. That was up against and on top of part of the building for most of yesterday. It was removed later in the day. So again, a lot of work ahead as this community and many others across Alabama try and move forward following this weekend storm.
And Michael, have you had a chance to talk with any of the residents? And if you have, I'm sure you've heard some harrowing stories when these tornadoes move through.
For sure. We've heard the stories of people taking cover, taking shelter inside their homes, walking out then after they pass to just see the destruction. One person describing this area around us just a disaster. They say they had been through hurricanes, through other tornadoes, but that this is pretty devastating. Again, just over my shoulder, you can see what's left of this gymnasium, but it's other buildings around this part of Alabama near Talladega that were impacted. We've seen churchgoers. I should point out we're near a community church, a cemetery. It was littered with just metal, wood pieces, other debris, and community members came out yesterday and had started that process of cleaning it up, of making those repairs. We had a 16-year-old who was out in this area helping to direct traffic because obviously first responders, police, so many were busy with other tasks, and he's a volunteer, we're told, with the fire department, so he was doing his part to try and help this community where he lives. Again, start that early process of trying to put life back together following this weekend's severe weather.
And in the short term, what steps are being taken to provide temporary shelter and basic necessities for those who have just been displaced by the storms?
For sure. So we know across Alabama, across some of the surrounding states as well, we've had state of emergencies declared. We know Red Cross is helping out. We know shelters have been set up to provide resources to families, some also providing, say, childcare for workers, first responders who are going to be busy over the next few days and weeks as this process moves forward. So as we see with many of these storms, whether it's the hurricanes, the fires, tornadoes that we've covered, communities coming together. Again, we're today, providing comfort and community for each other. So some of the things that we're seeing following the weather and likely going to continue to see as the days move forward.
AccuWeather's partner, CNN News Source correspondent Michael Yoshida. Michael, thanks for joining us.